What's going on, Shady people? ShadyPenguinn here, welcome you back to another Pokemon Sun and Moon news video. Today, this is the second part of our trailer breakdown. If you missed that trailer, of course, it's going to be linked in the description, and I highly advise you watch it. I also advise you go back and watch the other video where we went over these new Pokemon that you can see on your screen, because we're not going to be talking about that in today's video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Aether Foundation that works in the Alola region. So, something to note is that if you watch the Japanese trailer, which I will also leave in the description, you get to see a lot more gameplay of the Alola region, and I really advise you do. We're going to go over a couple of things besides the Aether Foundation that can be found between both trailers, so I highly advise you pause this video, go watch those, and then join the discussion on this one with all of your favorite shady people. But to start off, let's go over the Aether Foundation. So, besides Rivals of Aether being one of the best games of all time, the Aether Foundation works in the Alola region. The Foundation's goal is to care for the Pokemon that have been hurt. The Aether Foundation has constructed an artificial island called Aether Paradise. There, they not only provide shelter for Pokemon, but also conduct various research projects. It seems that the main character will also be able to visit Aether Paradise during the adventure. So, Aether Paradise is a man-made island that takes care of hurt and broken Pokemon. So, what's super interesting about this is that there is a man-made island in Hawaii, and that's basically what this is based off of. This happens to be, though, the Paradise, the safe haven of Alola for her Pokemon. And of course, wouldn't you know it, there are 4 leaders of the Aether Foundation. Kind of interesting. We have 4 islands, 4 captains, then we have 4 island, I forget what they're called. Oh my gosh, can't remember the word. The native word in the Alola region for them, but you know what I mean. There's the 4 leaders of the islands, like the grandfather of Hao's grandfather. That's the leader of Melee Island. But then you have 4 people who are kind of in charge of the Aether Foundation. You have Luzamine. The lovely Luzamine functions as the Aether Foundation's president. I know Nexus is all over her. I already know it, Nexus. I know you got her number. I can dig it. She's blonde. Have a thing for blondes. Then we have Faba. The Aether Foundation Branch Chief sports green sunglasses. So it's the Aether Foundation Branch Chief sports green sunglasses. So this is the chief of the Aether Foundation. There, his signature accessory, seems very proud of his position as Branch Chief. So looks a little interesting. Like, he looks a little shady right there, kind of smirking, but these guys are supposed to be good. Let's remember that. Wick is the assistant branch chief of Aether Paradise, has a caring personality, so she's loved by all the Aether Foundation employees. So this is basically the mom. Wick is the mom of the Aether Foundation. Then we have, oh, I'm sorry, there's not 4 members. There's only 3, and then this was the 4th. I apologize. Just employees of the Aether Foundation. Shelter and care for Pokemon. The uniform appeared to depend on which division they belong to. So there's many employees of the Aether Foundation. Their whatever you call it, their uniform's going to change. So there's only 3 heads: Luzamine, Faba, and Wick. Now that really changes my thought process on this. So no, this isn't going to end up being some sort of Elite Four turnaround. This is actually the Aether Foundation. Now everyone had thought originally when they saw the map of Alola that was going to be where the Elite Four was. And now we can see that no, it's the Aether Foundation, and it's where broken Pokemon and hurt Pokemon are sent and cared for. So these guys obviously rival Team Skull. If you watch the trailer, you can actually see that the employees have a standoff with Team Skull members over a Slowpoke. They were trying to steal it, and I think the direct quote was they're trying to steal it and sell this thing for big bucks. So they were trying to sell Slowpoke tails all over again. It's Gen 2 all over again. But the Aether Foundation, so we don't have too much information on them. Some people are theorizing that maybe they're actually evil, judging by just the way that they carry themselves. Like look at their smirks. But then she's just a happy-go-lucky mom, but she could be the evilest of them all. So Wick, and the fact that she has purple hair makes me feel like she's going to be tied to ghost types somehow, some way. I'm not sure how, but I mean, Wick, purple, those are very ghost-like elements in the Pokemon universe. Faba, wearing these green glasses. For some reason, even though green isn't really related to poison, he has a poisonous look about him. I don't know what it is about him that makes me think he's poisonous, but something with poison Pokemon. Luzamine, I'm completely clueless. You look like a dragon trainer, honestly, with that hair. But maybe they're not. Maybe they're literally just Aether Foundation. They're just who they are, and they don't have ulterior motives, and they just care for Pokemon. Could be totally possible. However, I'm kind of the, not cynic, I guess this would be just the skeptic in this situation, where I want to believe there's something more that we don't know yet. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about the Aether Foundation? Are they literally just good? Are they just good guys? Are they just good people? I really don't know. So something else that was shown in the trailer besides the Aether Foundation was the fact that you can go ahead, let's go to cool features. Cool features. Now this will be cool. It'll be cool features. The two worlds of Pokemon Sun and Moon are 12 hours apart. Thankfully, I haven't checked this stuff out, so luckily I found that right away. But this is really interesting. It seems as though they've gotten rid of time in Pokemon, something I never thought they would do. Some of the Pokemon that appear in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon are different. What's more, there's a difference in the way time is set in the two games. Except for a few scenes, time in Pokemon Sun and Moon is tied to the actual time. Never mind, they didn't get rid of time. Pokemon Sun operates on the same time as your Nintendo 3DS, but time in the world of Pokemon Moon is shifted by 12 hours. Some of the Pokemon that appear in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon are different, including Solgaleo and Lunala, which hold the key to the story. It seems that some of the Pokemon that appear as totem Pokemon in the trials are also different because we saw that Pokemon in Pokemon Sun, it's not Yungoos, but Yungoos' evolution, whose name always slips my mind. And then we have Alolan Raticate for Pokemon Moon. So what does this change which game you're going to be getting? I'm going to be getting both, and I'm going to be LPing Pokemon Moon on the channel. So if you want to be a part of that LP, go ahead and follow me. Go ahead and subscribe down below. And if you want to see a early Nuzlocke of Pokemon Sun that'll be happening very early to the release, make sure you follow me on Twitch. My link is also down there as well, because I'm going to be live streaming that LP for sure, because it's going to be super crazy. Of course, I'll be working through Pokemon Moon first so I can actually experience the game, and then I'll be starting the Pokemon Sun LP like a week after the release. But regardless, I think it's really cool that they're actually doing this, where it's not going to be, I'm going to be playing Pokemon Moon in the middle of the day, and it's going to be nighttime in the game. It's really cool. I've never been able to play it 4 in the, well, I could have played it 4 in the morning, but I've never played it like 4 or 5 in the morning. Now if I'm playing at 4 or 5 p.m., bam, I got myself some super early morning time. So besides that, which I thought was really interesting, it's good to know that they're not actually getting rid of the time feature. I was kind of intrigued. I was like, are they really doing this? That's insane. But they're not, so that makes sense. I have never clicked this yet. Don't know who this man is. My wish is for Pokemon Sun and Moon. They're from GameFreak Shigeru Omori, the director of these games, to express the wishes that's poured into the creation of Sun and Moon. Why I chose Sun and Moon for the titles. Wow, this is super interesting. We live on a planet overflowing with life. This Earth of ours revolves around the sun, and in turn, the moon revolves around the Earth. When you look at the sun and the moon from Earth, they appear to be traveling through the sky in similar orbits. But when you change your perspective, you come to realize that their orbits are completely different. Yet the Earth and the sun and moon are all tied to one and another, and life grows and flourishes as they work their influence upon one another. Humans also interact with people of all different kinds. They influence one another and in turn are influenced by others. It is only through this miraculous balance that we can live here as we do. In these titles, what I wanted to express is the brilliance of life, of the relationship between humans and Pokemon as they influence one another. That is why I chose to name them after the sun and the moon, which have so much influence over our own Earth. That's really cool. Okay, so why the two titles take place in different worlds? Between Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, there is a time difference of 12 hours. This was our first attempt at making such a great difference between two game versions. In the Alola region, the Pokemon that you might encounter on the same route can vary between night and day, and so this time difference allows players to have a completely different experience. That's kind of cool. So if I do my recording of Pokemon Moon at 4 p.m. and then another day I'm playing Pokemon Sun at 4 p.m., I'm actually going to get a different experience based on the fact that even though I can only play during certain times, I'm actually playing it at a different time. That's a really, really awesome way to make these titles unique to each other. In the Alola region, the Pokemon that you might encounter on the same, I already read that, I'm sorry. And it doesn't stop at Pokemon. Some events are also different from one version to the other, so I hope you all can enjoy both worlds to the fullest. More games, more profit, that's what they want. Why we're so particular about expressing night and evening? Okay. To show the Alola region's rich nature and beautiful towns, we were very particular about the lighting. Thanks to that, the same location can have completely different appearance depending on the time, sometimes wrapped in the gentle glow of moonlight, sometimes illuminated by the crimson of the sun setting over the seas. Now, this is completely accurate. Please watch the Japanese trailer. Please watch the Japanese trailer. I will try my best to find it. I don't even know where I just watched it. I don't remember where I watched it. I have to try to find it. I'll just look through my history, I guess. But man, the game looks gorgeous. The overworld is gorgeous. There's Pokemon everywhere. The lighting is super, super particular. So I can definitely see that he's not just BSing us here. It's accurate. At times, the same event will feature different natural phenomena. In two versions, at times, the same event will feature different natural phenomena in the two versions, which can only be seen in either Pokemon Sun or Pokemon Moon. So I hope it will be fun for players to compare the two and find these differences. So that could be from solar eclipse to lunar eclipses. That could be from like full moons to high noon, I guess, where the tide will come in and the tide will maybe go out. I don't know what this is actually, what these natural phenomena are going to be. We've poured ourselves into our work so that you can feel an atmosphere and sense of closeness that makes it seem as though you are in the Alola region yourself. So a little bit of fluff there, but I definitely, it's seen in the work. They're trying really hard to make this the best Pokemon game of all time, and I think they're doing it, guys. I think they're doing it. So the last feature that was featured in the trailer, find Pokemon all over the place with the Pokey Finder feature. Look at this. Look at this. A feature known as the Pokey Finder allows you to take pictures of Pokemon you find. It's loaded into the Rotom Dex. When you use the Pokey Finder in certain photo spots scattered throughout the Alola region, you can take pictures of Pokemon. The pictures you take will be evaluated, and as you get better pictures, more features like the ability to zoom in will become available. So, we've been asking for Pokemon Snap, and they gave it to us. They gave it to us as a mini, I don't want to say a mini game, but a mini aspect to this game. I think it's kind of cool. I'm the kind of person that I'm pretty excited over this because it's not exactly Pokemon Snap 2 that we wanted, but it's a little nod at such a great game. Maybe they're afraid to make Pokemon Snap 2 because they don't want to ruin the image that is Pokemon Snap. But this is their way of just saying, hey, listen, we know what you guys want, we know that you love it, but unfortunately, we don't want to tarnish that. Maybe it's just that they don't want to do it. I don't know. This is really cool. Maybe this is the way to test it and see how well received it is. Maybe your photos actually do get uploaded in some sense to them, and they're going to see how often this feature is used or how it's talked about in social media. I know I'm going to be using it. It stinks that it seems like it's only going to be at certain spots, so it's going to get a little stale. You can't just whip out your camera and find random Pokemon to take pictures of. That would have been really, really cool, but it still seems like an awesome feature. In the trailer, you can actually see you're trying to take a picture of a Dragonite. That's actually where you see potentially Cutiefly's evolution. You're taking a picture of it and it's on the ground next to another Cutiefly. So really, really cool stuff. Trailer had a lot of stuff in it this time around. And I just want to go ahead before I wrap up this video. I want to go to Pokemon. I just want to click Legendary really quick. Okay, so it's just these two for now. They've only done that. Alolan, we have these right here. That's fantastic. We have all, and that's going to be the newest ones. Awesome. I don't think there's anything else that I really wanted to go over. Like I said, definitely watch both trailers. Watch the Japanese one because you do get to see a lot more of the overworld. It's crazy. There are a lot of Pokemon walking around. Like Poliwrath's over here or Poliwhirl's over here. You see Slowpokes. There's a lot of Pokemon on the overworld, and it's really, really cool. As far as the Aether Foundation, I really don't know what to think of it. In the Japanese trailer, I do have to say though, because I wanted to talk a little bit more about this Ultra Beast. In the Japanese trailer, you do see the main character, Hao, and I believe it's just the president of the Aether Foundation, maybe also the chief, but I only remember the president being there. As this Ultra Beast comes out of this dimensional rip, essentially. It looks like a dimensional rip. And the way it floats down, 100% reminds me of Lily, 100%. After seeing that, this thing is definitely, I think it actually is Lily. That's good. I'm just going to sit in that camp until we're told otherwise. We do have Koro in a couple of days, so maybe they'll have more information on Ultra Beast. Maybe another Ultra Beast will be released. Maybe we'll get more information about the Aether Foundation. I really don't know. Either way, I highly advise you to subscribe down below to be up to date with all this stuff and join in the discussion. This isn't just a channel where I want to just spew my thoughts onto the interwebs and then no one talks about it with each other. I want you guys to build a community and talk if you want to. Of course, can't force community, but it's there for you in the comment section. Feel free to discuss, of course, be respectful of everyone, but this game is looking to be the best. Despite weird names, I'm okay with Ultra Beast now because it's not, those aren't Pokemon. They're not Pokemon names. I don't think these are Pokemon at all anymore. They're literally Ultra Beasts. They're just a completely different, they're, like I said in the last video, they're on a higher plane of from Pokemon and humans, which is insane because Pokemon, in my mind, have always been above humans, even though it's weird. It's kind of, even though like, so humans, we have a tendency to go ahead and capture things that are actually greater than us. Like look at lions and look at zoos, and we have bears and these beasts that are clearly physically more powerful than us, honestly, but then we use our technology to kind of take advantage, and that's exactly what we do in the Pokemon world. And now these Ultra Beasts, I feel like, are above both of those. I mean, he ripped, the way you see this Ultra Beast float out of the dimensional rip, I don't even know if that's just what I'm calling it. I have no idea what it's going to be. Looked insane. I really want to see this thing in other forms, but something tells me that the flavor text of it, not sure what form it wants to take. That's just because it switches between Lily and this. I can't wait to see Lily, the way Lily carries herself throughout the beginning of the game before this Ultra Beast actually comes out. But considering it seemed as though in the Japanese trailer, that was the first time they saw this beast because they were all freaking out when it came out of the dimensional rip, that you go to Aether Foundation semi-early, maybe after the first island, considering we haven't even seen information on the second island really just yet as far as like the totem Pokemon. At least I don't think. Like we know the captain, but we only know about Young Goose's evolution being the first totem Pokemon, at least to my knowledge. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment section below. I want to be up to date with this stuff. But that seems to be the first time they see it, which means that it might just be right after the first island that you go to the Aether Foundation and this happens and the story just kicks up. Who knows? Or maybe it's after the second one. I don't know. It just seems that they would want to release this stuff chronologically, perhaps. I'm not sure. And how do you feel about all this information getting released? Are you tired of it? Do you want it to stop? Do you want to just enjoy the game and be surprised? Because as much as I am in that camp, when they release information, I just get so excited, so I can't help but dive in. I would never be able to resist watching the trailers because that's just my personality type. I don't know. With that though, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to show some shady loves down below. Let's go ahead and try to crush 23 likes for today's video. I would really love it if we can just crush 23 likes. That would be fantastic. I love you so much. I'm gonna get the hashtag out of here. Have yourselves a good day. But above all else, keep it shady.